Blessings, blessings, blessings. Man, the levels of understanding and being, the level, the levels. See, it's a reason why you can't cheat the system. You can't cheat God's consciousness evolution. You can't. You have to know, then it has to go, then you have to glow, then you have to grow. Like it has to do that. That happens. That can happen in a millisecond. That can happen. It's no respective of times. It can happen in a millisecond, or it can happen in lifetimes, whatever. But to understand and to get like, oh, I see what that means, by the grace of the source, by the grace of what it is. Got a saying now that just manifested within my being from consciousness is just, it is what it is, it ain't what it ain't, I am that I am. It is what it is, it ain't what it ain't, I am that I am. And the gravity of the love and the understanding of how to allow consciousness to navigate in the experience of having a body and a mind and thoughts and tasks to do here, and to transcend while here, with those things still being able to appear at times, whatever weight or whatever proximity or intensity that they appear in, but still to know until there's no doubt. This is what we're here for. At the end of the day, this is what we're here for. If something appears within you that is in alignment with that, then we follow those breadcrumbs. I don't care what it is. Because it's leading you down the path to know, to glow, to grow, to understand, to be, to become. So beyond the ego thing of our flesh, because we're not even these bodies, we're not even these minds, we're not even our thoughts, we're not even the tasks that we do here, and none of these things are eternal. I have a saying too, another one is, your role doesn't go to heaven, your soul is in heaven, right? Just to play on words to show you that the role that you hear is not in the highest space, but your soul, your consciousness is in the highest space already. So if you look at my teacher, my great teacher, Jesus, I got a couple other brothers that are like teachers and mentors here. Muji's one of them. But Jesus in particular is my teacher that I've interacted with in the realms with. And so when Jesus is not in the highest place, he says, I am that I am before, and this is what I am, the Son of God. He's not saying that because of what he did here, even though those things were done, even though he healed and all that kind of stuff. These are just overflows of what it was destined to do while he was here. But that's not why. Why is because he knew he was already identified with God as God. So, and then it was able to perceive that and hold that space while here, to elevate that space while in this place. And so the ripples are detrimental. They're detrimental to everyone's existence, as we're all interconnected as the many that are one, and we're all on different levels of the path. But to understand, to have no doubt, and to understand, to allow everything to appear, to allow what God truly is, spirit, to discern and decipher and and navigate for us, not our mind, not our body, and not to put stock in that so much, but to put stock in where we're seeing from, and allow the river to flow so that as you row your boat, your consciousness is afloat. It'd be beyond comprehension, you know? So, the programs and the conditions that you've been conditioned with serve you for a degree. It's not, you don't demonize or make anything like it's bad or good or evil necessarily. Ultimately, things are bad or good or are evil or not according to the level and the perception that you are at, what's needed for you to navigate by God's grace where you're at. As we get ultimate and more ultimate, those things that did not serve you just won't serve you anymore. And anything that you couldn't comprehend of why it's that, because you want to place it with your ego, mind, and your body, you will know that its appearance has a place in the totality of things, and that naturally consciousness and the spirit will place it according to what your being is, because you're not trying to save this thing that you think you are living in the thing that you actually are. And that doesn't mean that you still wouldn't navigate appropriately according to the spirit, but it would be a natural occurrence, an overflow of being. And your judgment on things would be not a judgment. It would be a placement. You would place things because you understand that it's so much bigger than the small perspective that could be here, the limited perspective of what you were before and all those before that, because the stage is bigger than you can comprehend in those perspectives. And as you raise in your consciousness, you comprehend the stage bigger, so you understand eternally what's going on more and more and more. For who knows the mind of God but the spirit of God? For who knows the man but the spirit of a man? See, Jesus is cold. Jesus is my teacher on every level because he was cold. He had to manifest into a time and manifest at a level to where he was thugging, and he was already in Christ consciousness, but he had to express that in a time that was so limited. So that's why he got killed. And us is different because we're in a time where we have more free reign. I mean, he may come and go here or whatever, but he was in a time of very limited. If he was in the Eastern world and did that, it would have been a little different, but he was in the Western world of the Roman Empire in the Jewish culture. So it was no escaping what he was on. So, but he was cold because he would say the things, and they had triple, quadruple entendres, if you understand them in the spirit realm. And so everyone wants to take what God says through beings and through vessels and try to apply it to this place and make it a religion or a moral culture. But that is the very opposite of what the teaching is. It's not something that you concrete and then you live by. It's something that flows. It's living. It's life. It's living water. It's living spirit. And it's moving you in the moment because you are one with that, and it's alive. Everything here in this place should be lightly leaned upon. Lightly. Very lightly. It's not who you are. It's not what you are. It's references and it's measures and it's place markers and thresholds for you to understand where you're at or what you need to see and perceive. There's a place for it. I'm not saying there's no meaning to it. It doesn't have any weight, but very lightweight and very lightly, because it doesn't have eternal weight. It just has measure to see where your eternal weight is at. For greater things. Blessings.